Hello, friends. Today I will tell you a real love story, which is the real story of Ethan and Chloe. Ethan and Cole fall in love despite coming from different backgrounds. Their journey shows that with hard work and faith, true love can overcome any obstacle and make life complete. Let's get started. The Incomplete Sky, a journey of constant hearts. The Seattle Public Library was a sanctuary for those seeking silence, and for Ethan, it was his second home. Ethan was a young man of steady habits and quiet ambition. As a structural engineering student, his life revolved around calculations, blueprints, and a part-time job at a local diner. To help support his retired parents, he was a reliable soul, the kind of man who never walked away from his responsibilities. On a rainy October afternoon, Ethan was sitting at his usual desk when a splash of color caught his eye a few tables away. Sat Chloe. Chloe was a whirlwind of creative energy. Her hair was tied with a paint-stained ribbon, and her fingers were smudged with charcoal. She was an art student at the University of Washington. While Ethan's world was built on rigid lines and logic, Chloe lived in a world of fluid emotions and vibrant hues. Ethan, usually too shy to speak to strangers, found himself drawn to her. She was working on a canvas that looked like a storm merging into a sunrise. "It's beautiful, Ethan," whispered Chloe, looked up, her green eyes crinkling with a smile. "It's unfinished," she replied. "I call it the incomplete sky. I believe the sky shouldn't be finished until the people on the earth below find their peace." That afternoon, the engineer and the artist talked until the library lights flickered, signaling closing time. It was the start of a connection that didn't fit into any of Ethan's equations. The following months were filled with coffee dates and long walks. They were opposites in every way. Ethan liked his coffee black, while Chloe wanted hers with caramel and cinnamon. Ethan planned his week by the hour. Chloe followed the wind, yet they fit together like two missing puzzle pieces. Ethan provided the solid ground Chloe needed to land, and Chloe gave Ethan the wings to see beyond his formulas. Their confession of love didn't happen at a fancy dinner, but under a shared umbrella outside a subway station. The rain was pouring and Ethan noticed Chloe's shoulder was getting wet. Without a second thought, he shifted the umbrella entirely over her, letting the cold rain soak his own jacket. "Ethan, you're freezing," Chloe said, pulling him back under the dry canopy. "It doesn't matter," Ethan said softly, looking into her eyes. "As long as you're dry, I'm fine. Your happiness is my peace, Chloe." In that moment, amidst the gray Seattle rain, they both knew this wasn't just a romance. It was the kind of love people write poems about. However, reality struck during winter break. Chloe invited Ethan to her family's grand estate. Her father, a powerful lawyer, and her mother, a socialite, lived in a world of marble floors and silent servants. The dinner felt like an interrogation when Ethan mentioned his father was a retired mail carrier and that he was studying on a scholarship. The atmospheres returned cold. "Ambition is fine, Ethan," Chloe's father said, "but Chloe is used to a certain lifestyle. Love doesn't pay the mortgage on a gallery." After Ethan left, Chloe's parents forbade her from seeing him and threatened to cut off her tuition. Simultaneously, tragedy struck. Ethan's family, his father, suffered a stroke. Suddenly, Ethan wasn't just a student. He was the sole provider. He had to put his degree on hold and take a job as a technician to pay the medical bills. Their relationship didn't break, but it was forced into a struggle of distance and hardship. Chloe refused to give in to her parents and worked 3 jobs to pay for her own art school. Ethan worked 12-hour shifts during the day and studied for certifications at night. For 3 years, they remained apart, communicating only through old-fashioned letters. Ethan would write, "The work is hard and my hands are tired, but every time I see a bridge, I think of us. We are building our own bridge, Chloe. Just hold on." Chloe would send him sketches of the sky, always leaving one corner white and empty. She promised, "I won't finish this painting until we are sitting on our own porch together." Hard work eventually paid off. Ethan's brilliance was recognized, and he was promoted to lead engineer at a major firm within 2 years. He had cleared his family's debts and made a name for himself. Meanwhile, Chloe became a rising star in the art world. Her Incomplete Sky series gained a massive following. One evening at Chloe's first solo exhibition, her parents were present, but Chloe's eyes were fixed on the door. Ethan walked in. He was no longer the tired student. He was a confident, successful man. He handed Chloe a small box. Inside wasn't a diamond yet, but a vintage fountain pen and a blueprint of a house he had designed himself. "The foundation is ready, Chloe," he said. "The bridge is built. Will you come home?" They were married on a cliff overlooking the ocean. Even Chloe's father, humbled by Ethan's character and success, shook his hand with genuine respect. As a wedding gift, Ethan gave Chloe the very first sketch she had made in the library years ago. But in the white, unfinished corner of the sky, he had painted a small golden sun and two silhouettes walking together. "It's finished," Chloe whispered with tears of joy. "No," Ethan replied, taking her hand. "The painting is finished. Our story is just beginning."